Hello, today we're working on a basic video game app with App Inventor. We're going to go to Start New Project. We're going to name it Game Test. Click OK. What I did was I went to Google and downloaded some images, one image of a football player and one image of a football field background. To do this, we're first going to go to Drawing and Animation, pick a canvas. What we want to do is make the width of the canvas fill parent. We also want to make the height about 325. We're going to use a layout. We're going to go to layout and use a horizontal arrangement. Put that at the bottom. We need one button and two labels. First, we're going to rename our buttons, our button and our labels, as well as the text. Rename to reset. Change the text for that label, for that button. Reset. We're going to name this label score label, because this is going to be the label for the score. The text inside this label would just read score. For this label, we're going to actually keep the score here, so we're going to call that score. The text for this label will be a 0. So now we're going to upload the background image for the canvas. So we click under components, go and click on canvas, click where it says none under background image, go to upload file, choose the file. We're going to get this JPEG, which is a 49ers field. Okay. We probably want to make this screen orientation to screen orientation to landscape, so it'll look a little better. So we're going to make the canvas a little smaller so we can see everything. So probably 275 since it's on landscape. Okay, let's make it a little smaller so we can see things. 225. Perfect. Okay, now we gotta put an image sprite on the canvas because that's the only way you can use it. Put the image sprite anywhere you like because we're gonna make it move randomly across the screen anyhow. So we go to the image sprite and we go to picture, click on none. We're gonna upload another file, choose file, player. For image sprites, all those images have to be PNG with PNG files, or it would come up with a white background, which looks horrible. So we're going to change the size of the image sprite to 50, make that small, do the same 50. You might want to try it at 60 since it's height. Okay. So what we're going to need is a clock timer. basically because the clock timer makes the image sprite move randomly. Clock timer, media, social. Clock timer. We want to use also the player component and a text to speech component. I'll explain why we use the player component after we finish the coding. So basically we're finished the design right now. So we can go into blocks and begin coding. So basically we want to get the clock timer when do event. So when the clock starts, we want the image sprite to move around. To get it to move, we go to the call image sprite move to. So to get it to move randomly across the canvas, we want it to go through math. We're going to get a random number block, random integer block, excuse me. Since we need two of them, we're going to copy that, paste that, put those into the blocks there. We can't use 100 because 100 is not the full height or the full length of the canvas. So we're going to get the width and the height from the canvas. And we do that by canvas1.height. So we're going to copy that again, paste it, and we can just change it to width on this side of the block. So now what we want to do is when the image sprite is touched, we want something to change for the score. So when image sprite touched, we want score. We want to set score.text to, and to do this again, we have to use a mathematical operation. So we're going to get it to say basically when score.text equals score.text plus 10 whenever the image sprite is touched. So we're going to get an integer, change that to 10. We're going to go to score label and get score.text. So as I said before, when this image sprite is touched on the screen, it's going to add 10 to your score label. So now we're going to work on the button reset. So when this button reset is clicked, we're going to set, copy, paste, tie that block into there. We're going to set this score.text to 0. We're also going to start the clock timer again once the button reset is clicked. So we're going to go to clock timer, enabled, set timer enabled to, go to logic, and go to true. So we're going to move this reset button click event down a little and put a little logic into when touched event for the image sprite. So we'll go to controls, select the if then statement. I'm going to get score.text. We need a little logic again. Score.text equals, copy that, paste it. Score.text equals, let's see, copy, paste, equals 100. We're going to set the clock timer to false. Change the true to a false at the end of that block. We're going to use the text to speech to speak a message saying you win if the score gets to 100. Move that down there. You need a text block. Just type in simply you win, exclamation point. Also, we're going to use the player component volume. Selected the wrong one. Player component to vibrate once you hit the target. Just set that to 500. So basically, this block here, when clock timer do event, makes the image sprite move randomly across the screen. The second block just basically states when the image sprite is touched, which is the player across the screen, moving across the screen. When it's touched, it's going to set the score to whatever the score label is plus 10. So it starts at 0, and once you touch it, it goes to 10. So also, when you touch the image sprite, which is the player, the player component will make the screen vibrate, or the device vibrate for that matter. The logic is under that, and it states if the score.text equals 100, then set clock timer enabled to false, which will make the player stop playing or moving across the screen, and it also says you win. And that's basically it for today. You guys have a good day. Any questions, please leave a comment.